Have you heard that saying, folks, of these vloggers? This is my channel, it's my own channel, I'll say what I want, I'll do what I want, I'm doing what I want to do, nobody can tell me. Well, I'm taking that stand, to be honest with you, although it's only on the back of a few comments I've read today. It's weird, I was going to actually do this video yesterday. I thought of doing this video, then I thought, no, I don't need to do it, blah, 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 blah. And I've read some comments today, and they've not bothered me, honestly, not as in hurt me. Many were positive, but a couple are negative, and I thought, I was replying to one of the negative comments, and I replied to it, and then this person came back again, in a nice way, and I started to reply again, and I thought, I can't reply properly to this, it needs a much, much, much longer comment, and it won't come through right. It doesn't, when you do text sometimes, like emails, things get lost, and I thought, no, I'll do a video on it to answer it properly, the thing that this person was saying. And really, the idea of this video is this. It's really, I've got a question. And I'd say, well, it's a comment more than a question. Ain't vloggers weird? Hey, ain't these people that have got their own channels weird? They really are. That said, the people that follow them, in many instances, are much, 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 much weirder. They are. Honestly. Mind you, I'm a vlogger myself, aren't I? Is it a vlogger or not? What do vloggers do? I don't walk around with a camera and show people places. I don't go out and eat food and have a camera letting people watch me eat. I don't really do food reviews, although I'm going to do a bit of something like that. Well, I've done two things, but it's not with food reviews. It's holding a packet of this up or a packet of that. I think once I did a bag of spuds, if memory serves. But no, I don't do any of that. But I don't know what a vlogger is. I just appear here in my studio, talking about this, that and the other. And I am going to keep doing it, and because I have got my own channel, and nobody will tell me what to do. They can ask me to do things, and if I like the idea of it, I'll do it. Somebody asked me to cover a subject about 3 days ago. It's something I know absolutely nothing about, so I thought, no, I'm not going to cover that. But there is a couple of bits I know, so it's something I'll do over the next few days, even if it's only to create debate. But it's a subject that I know little about. But anyway, I did this video about 2 or 3 days ago. It started to get watched to an extent, not about a couple of thousand, but it's had a couple of thousand views. It's got a good few comments. And it's regarding something that happened a few months ago. Let's say it's in a place that I like to visit without naming any names. Now, over Christmas time, early January, I was off work and I decided to do a new feature. And I'd do a review on various channels that I watch, that I follow. And I follow them all. And I was going to do about 13 different reviews on about 15 channels, because 2 of the reviews each covered 2 channels. And I was doing that, and I got probably not even a third of the way, and I think I'd reviewed about the first 3 or first 4. And I was going to review the 4th or 5th, and then the day before I was going to review it, a video hit my YouTube box of somebody that I follow. I thought, oh, I'll watch this because I watch everything he does. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I thought, oh my God, right, that's changed things to some extent. And I was going to do a video the following day regarding the person that person number 1 was sort of complaining about or talking about. I found that out, and I found that out one way or another. I found that out, but it was about a food review, and I couldn't find out where the food review was because the person that did this video wasn't letting on. He wasn't saying who it was about or where it was, which I thought was strange, but that's by the by. Anyway, I added a bit of that into the video I was doing about this person the following day. And over the course of a couple of weeks, as the people were batting the ball back to one another, I made a few comments, did a couple of videos commenting on what was going on there. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm allowed to. I think, I can comment upon anything because that's what this channel does. I started this channel just to talk. Some say I talk too much, and you're quite right, I probably do. If you don't like what you hear, there's no problem because you just click the off button. Not that there is one, you move to another channel, and many do. But a few that watch me like what I say, and I think the few that do watch me realise that, all these people that run these channels say, oh, I'm honest, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. Well, they are, yeah, that to a great extent. I would say of the 15 or 16 channels I watch, I think there's 2 or 3 on there 100% honest. I think there's 10 or 12 on there honest to a point. I'm not saying they're dishonest, but they'll only tell you certain things and they won't go all the way. Well, I'm honest to sort of that point and beyond. I'm probably too honest, and it will garner me a few enemies. Not that I'm after them, A few people think I say things to upset others. I don't. A few people say I say things to garner new subscribers. I don't. I just review as I see. That's what I do. And to that end, if people want to review me, they can do. And if it's negative, then that's fine. I can't change people's opinion. I can't make people have the same opinion as me and come down on my side all the time. But if I'm going to do a review on anything, I do it as I see fit and as I see correct. A gentleman today has asked me to review his channel. I don't know if he meant it. I think he did. I've messaged him back, said, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. Now, he has commented on 3 of my videos, 3 or 4, over the last sort of 2 months, since I talked about this episode in this place a few months ago. But I don't know the person, although I know a couple of people that I like follow him. So I think he must be pretty good, but I've not had a chance to see any of his videos. I've really not. But I'm going to see 3 or 4. Anyway, to that end, he said to me, can you do a review of my channel? I said, of course I will. I said, the only problem is, this is in comment section, by the way, I'm not talking. Of course I will, I said, but you may not like it, because I'll just watch 2 or 3 videos and I'll tell you what I think. And if I don't like your style or what you do or whatever else, I'll say it. Even though we're messaging and you come across nice to me messaging now and you're complimentary, well, you're not negative towards me, you're not saying anything bad. Just because of that, he might be a subscriber man, I don't think he is, but I don't know. But I'm not going to say nice things about him and his channel just because he's saying nice things about me. I see he's got more subscribers than me, he's probably doing it a lot longer, I've got a lot less. But I'm not going to say nice things about him and his channel to get subscribers from him. I hope that if I like his channel and say nice things, I hope if he likes my channel, and if he does, he pushes it to his people and I get stuff from his people. But I would never ask him to. I'm not asking him to now, by the way. That's not the way I work. I'll give an honest review on any channel that I watch. If it's a channel that I don't watch, that somebody says to me, will you review my channel? I'll do it. But don't think because you're asking me to do it, I'm just going to say how nice it is. If I don't like the channel, I'm going to tell you that. It's the way I roll. If people don't like it, then I'm sorry. But back to today anyway. I had a few comments today, a couple of people. And one person said, you don't know what you're on about. One person said, you shouldn't be talking about that. It's nothing to do with you. Well, everything's to do with everybody. If there's content out there, of anybody on YouTube, they put content out there to create discussion and create comments. That's what everybody does it for, myself included. And to that end, we're all allowed to comment. The fact that I have my own channel means, and because it's a talking channel where I comment on everything I see, whether I like things or don't like things, means that it's open season for me to pick on anything that I watch on YouTube, whether I follow it or not, and to have an opinion on it. Because as I say, what I do, I follow everything. Sport, politics, all kinds of media, TV, film, music, everything. Most of the stuff I do is knock. I knock lots of people. I knock people in the media that I think are crap. That are crap at what they do and that are robbing a living. Because there's people out there earning fortunes. They're on everything we watch on the TV and they've no talent. I do more of that than praising people. But the ones that I like off TV and from film and music that I think are absolutely brilliant, I praise them to the high heavens. The problem is there's less of them about than the people that are still a living. Because at the moment, with TV being so diluted and so many stations, there's so much crap out there, and people that are crap are getting more and more and more jobs because there's so many jobs and not enough people with talent. I think, anyway. But right, back to these messages today. So this person messaged me. I think she's called Nikki. If I've got your name wrong, I do apologise, Lovey. I really do. And Lovey doesn't mean to be condescending. I try to be nice to everybody. I've got nothing against you. She said I shouldn't be commenting on this, that, and the other because I know nothing about it. And I messaged her back saying, well, I can comment on anything because I'm allowed to do that, like you're allowed to comment to me. And I think I know enough about it. I didn't at the start because everything was shrouded, but I think I know a fair bit. But if I know nothing about it, well, what do you know? You obviously know more. And I thought, I won't even hear from her again. And if I do hear from her, she won't tell me what she knows. Well, I was half wrong. I hear from her again. She never told me what she knows. Nobody does. You don't know this, you don't know this, you shouldn't be commenting. Like, I know it all, but you don't know it, you shouldn't comment. Well, if you know it all, tell me what you know, and then maybe I might form a different opinion. But then again, if you do know it all, you probably know it all from the people that you like. You probably don't know it from the other side, from the people that you don't follow and don't like. Do you know what I mean, Lovey? I would suggest. Anyway, she did message me back, and she said, these 2 people I don't follow, because I think I asked who does she follow, because I knew she'd have a dog in the fight. She didn't say the ones that she did, but I'm guessing I know the ones that she did, but she didn't say, which again is weird. It's like the people that have these channels never mention names, no names mentioned, no pack drill. You know, don't tell them Pike and all that palaver. But anyway, she messaged me and I thought I'll message her back, and I started doing a message and I thought, as I say, it'll get lost in translation, so I'll do this video and I'm going to do it. Now I've put the bins on now. I know they always have funny. I've got the broken nose 3 times and there's probably many more. And I look at myself in the screen there and these glasses, these are spot on, right in the middle. If I watch it later, I look like that on TV. Nothing I can do about it. It's the way it is. Right. I've even tried to... No, I'm just going to read it. This is what happened. I do my YouTube channel, as I say, and I put YouTube and me. I would just suggest that anybody that says I should or shouldn't be doing any videos about this area, these people and this fight, go and watch the videos I've done on YouTube on me about anybody within that fight or outside the fight, and then maybe form an opinion on me. You still might not like me. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. But go and have a look first, because some of the people I think that you might think that I'm calling and that I don't like, you couldn't be further from the truth about. If you watch my videos, you would know. Anyway, this is what happened, folks, as I'm doing my videos. Something kicked off somewhere on planet Earth. But before it kicked off, we'll start with this. We have 2 well-known vloggers in the community that we're talking about now. I follow both of them. Vlogger number 1 falls out with vlogger number 2. That's all in my mind. I might be wrong there, but that's what I think. Right. Vlogger number 1 says that they've fallen out. It's the end of the friendship, but he's not mentioning who vlogger number 2 is. Or he does mention... He's doing the old, you'll know who it is, but I'm not going to mention any names. Then, another vlogger, we'll go vlogger number 3, says these 2 people have fallen out. I'm not going to mention any names, but friends are friends, and you know who your real friends are, and friendships are important. But one of the 2 that's fallen out, I think the world of him, and he's always going to be a great friend, and he's been a great help to me with my channel. Then we go to vlogger number 4. Vlogger number 4 does a video about the area he lives in, and he says people coming to this area should watch out because there's been a lot of muggings in the area, and I would really, really want you to be careful and be on your alert, especially if you're older. That's vlogger number 4. Right. One of the vloggers already mentioned does a food review. He does a food review and with another vlogger from town who we've not mentioned yet. So this is vlogger number 2 does the food review with vlogger number, I think it's vlogger number 5. Okay? You're following so far? I know it's difficult. But it is when no one mentions any names and they don't mention the restaurant. But that's how it went. Right. Point number 6 now, right. One of the vloggers already mentioned takes exception to 2 previous vlogs. One is about don't come here because you could get mugged or watch what you're doing. And the other is a bad food review, or he says it's a bad food review. It took me a week and a half to find out where the food review was because somebody confirmed it to me. Then it took me another week to find the review. I'd already watched the review early on, but I'd only watched the people outside the restaurant and when they marked it at the end. And they marked this restaurant poorishly, not mega poor, poorishly, but to a man, they all said, we don't want to mark it badly because we've vetted it regularly, all of us have, and we love it. We absolutely love it. One of the vloggers, vlogger number 5, are you still following? Actually said, I don't want to be doing this at all, give a poor review here, because I come here regularly. It's another business like mine in this area, and I like them, but I'm trying to be honest, the food, this meal wasn't great. But as I say, these same people have vlogged a place a day or 2 before I watched the full video, where all 3 or 4 of them raved about the place and all marked it to the heavens. So I thought, well, they're just being honest, I've got nothing against that. But vlogger number 3 did have something against it, and his tag was, if you've got nothing good to say nothing at all. Now this is at the root of why I did my video 2 or 3 days ago that is now in question. I'll get back to that in a bit if I remember to. Well, I might forget, I've not wrote it down, so I'll tell you now. Vlogger number 1 did a food review in another country only a few days ago. And he absolutely lambasted this place. He had a right go at it, and I was amazed because I thought, well, wait a minute. Vlogger number 3, a friend of vlogger number 1, said if you've got nothing good to say nothing at all. Vlogger number 3, a friend of number 1, vlogger number 1, said you shouldn't do bad reviews. If you're going to review a place and the food is bad, just don't post the review. Post the good ones, because these are proper businesses, they're family-run businesses, they need help and support, especially when it's restaurants that I know the owners of and I know they're hardworking and I know they're good and I know the food's usually good. They could lose custom on the back of the reviews you do. And I have got where he was coming from, as I've said in the past, but then the more I thought about it, I thought, well, no, if you're doing reviews, you should be honest. Now, I think vlogger number 1 isn't as often as honest in his reviews as vlogger number 2 is. So I was more on vlogger number 2's side than vlogger number 1's. But vlogger number 1 in this other country, could be our country, I'm not going to say where it was, if you've not seen it, folks, I thought was very, very, very harsh in this review. Much, much harsher than vlogger number 2 was in the country that started this big hoo-ha. And I thought, how on earth could vlogger number 1 do that review? And how would it sit with vlogger number 3, who will have probably seen it? All right, it's in a different country, it's not in his own backyard, but he's always said that he doesn't believe these vloggers should do bad reviews. He should just say nothing. If you've got nothing good to say nothing at all. That's what he said. But his mate didn't do that. He had a lot to say and he said it. No doubt about that. So, anyway, vlogger number 3 talks about this restaurant review and he goes in really, really, really hard. He also mentions that the one that vlog... So it's difficult, this, folks. Difficult for me, never mind you. He mentions the vlogger number 4's video, where on the number 4 video he's mentioning about this area being dodgy and muggings. He's not very happy because, he lives in his own backyard and he can take money out of his own pocket. And he says this review is bad, it shouldn't have been done. And he's disappointed with it, and he's disappointed with the person who's done it, and he thinks the person's only done it for clickbait. I'm not so sure about that. People do a lot of things on clickbait. I mean, people do things like I quit and things like that, where people think, well, and they go into it, and you get lots of reviews, so I'm not so sure. Clickbait's okay in its thinking. I do virtually none of it, folks. Virtually none. I think I've been accused of it 2-3 times in 2,200 videos, and one of it is, well, anyway, that's by the by. But people do clickbait, but I don't think this person who does food reviews does it for clickbait. And this person is, and I'm not going to mention any names, has got that many followers anyway. I don't think he needs. I don't think an extra 4,000 views on a food review is going to get him that many more subscribers. I don't think it is at all, or that much more money. I think he already earns plenty, and I don't think it's for that. I think he just gives a review as he sees it on the day. Maybe some people don't like him, fine. Maybe some people don't like his style, fine. But he's allowed to do what he does, to my mind. Anyway, then we go to vlogger number 2, who did the food review. Vlogger number 2 makes a statement and says, right, I'm not going back to that place again. I finished with that place. I'm not going back there. I'm not going to review there. I'll go for holidays. I'm not going back there. Which I thought was a shame because, this vlogger's been doing reviews in this place for many a year. I think he was one of the trailblazers. I think many people have been on his shirt tails and done well because of what he's done there. I think he's opened doors for many, many people. And I think that's a shame. I think he's wrong. I did that in one of my videos. I said that, but that's up to himself. Right. And then we get, wait a minute, vlogger number 1 tells people our friendship is over with vlogger number 2, and this time he does name him. And then we go, one vlogger, this is vlogger number 3, keeps mentioning the video that he put out. Again, he still doesn't mention any names, doesn't mention where the review was. This is like 3 weeks later after it. He mentions it, say 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, and 5 weeks later, 3 weeks on the bounce. Each time somebody's telling him you shouldn't keep bringing it up, I'm fed up of it, I don't want to hear it anymore. About 7 weeks in, I think he mentions that he may have fallen out with one of the people at the food review, and he's disappointed he might have fallen out with people. But he put the review out there, I suppose. And that was that. So we're on page 2 now. There's another couple of pages left yet, folks, so I hope you've got a cup of tea, Andy. I've got one, it's gone cold now. Right. So I did 2 or 3 videos and I mentioned all of the above, and I get lots of positives, but sadly I get a few negatives, but that's life, None of it will bother me. For all of this video now, it doesn't bother me. You've got an opinion, air it. Don't worry about it at all. I'm airing an opinion. Don't mind you people doing it. This channel is for you people to air opinions. Without opinions, I'm nothing. Right. One vlogger that was involved in the food review messages me independently on 2 or 3 messages over the same night. Came across as a lovely fella. I think he is. I've actually done a review on his channel. He doesn't know it. He might do it now, but I bet he doesn't. I never told him I'd done a review on his channel. it may or may not be complimentary. I might have already said whether it is or not. Anyway, I've not meant to, but I've done a review on his channel. He doesn't know I have. I've not mentioned it at all. He's not mentioned it to me. Came across really nice, and he was just telling me, well, that was it. That's when I found out. He told me where the review was at. He said, yes, you're right. It is at the place you thought it was. He said, I didn't like marking it down, as I said in the video. He said, because, I work near there. I go in there regularly. The food's fantastic. He said, but if you're doing it, you've got to do it honestly. And that meal wasn't great. He said, and none of us thought it was. But normally, like we all said, it's brilliant. He said, I'm just disappointed somebody had to put this up there saying we'd done wrong, because I don't think we had. And I thought, well, I don't think you had either. Anyway, so that was himself. And then another vlogger. So he was vlogger number 5, by the way. Then we go back to vlogger number 3. Wait a minute. Vlogger number 3. He sends me a message, and it's a much longer message, telling me a lot of things he doesn't need to tell me in there. Went into detail about why he did this, why he did that, why he said this, why that. I didn't need to know. It wasn't my business, but that's fine. Nothing nasty in there, nothing nasty. It's friendly. I've met this person before. I've said hello to him, I shook his hand. I've bought him a drink. Got no problem with him at all. Got no problem with him now. Follow his channel. I won't say how much because it's in my video. If you want to watch the thing about him, watch my video and it tells you what I think about him. What was a minute? Yeah, I recommend it. I think he did me 2 messages. The first one was very, very long. Second one not as long. And I said, look, what I would recommend is these couple of videos I've done about what happened there. Put them on your channel, or tell your channel in the comment section. Let them see I've done them and see what they think and whatever. Because you see, what happens in these channels of these followers, I'd seen more comments in this guy's channel than anybody else. And you got all the people saying, yeah, you're brilliant, you're brilliant, you're brilliant. Dead honest, thought you were great, it was refreshing, it's great to see, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll get a couple of people for the other guy that he's done the review against coming on his channel and saying, you're out of order, this guy's better than you, you're this, you're that, you're jealous of this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then everybody on the guy channel, vlogger number 3's channel, who I'm talking about now, is having a pop at those coming on from vlogger number 2's site, defending vlogger number 2 because they're saying your guy's crap, our guy's great. There's more our guy's great and your guy's crap than people coming on from because it's their channel. And they're all saying how great this guy is. I mean, this guy started his video with, I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers here, but I've got to say this. That's how the video started. And I thought in the first minute or so he might lose. And then as it's going on within 3 or 4 minutes, I'm thinking, no, you're not going to lose subscribers. You're going to gain some. There's no doubt about that. Because people are going to think it's really great, it's really honest, it's really this, it's really that. And people did think that. And I think it was to a great extent. As I say early on in the piece, the full thing we're talking about, I was fully in his camp. And then as I'm watching more and more and more, I'm also in the other guy's camp. And by the end of it, I'm 50-50. And I've always been 50-50. Do I think he should have done the video to start with? Probably not. Do I think the guy that, although I liked it, do I think the guy who's vlogger number 2 did anything wrong along with vlogger number 5 within the video? Definitely not at all. The review, I don't think did anything wrong at all. As I say, I've seen the same vlogger number 2 and vlogger number 5 do a restaurant review 2 days before, right near where I stay, in a place where I stay, and they give it all 10 out of 10 and they loved it. So I just think they're being honest. They was being honest. They did nothing wrong. But I said to the vlogger number 3, put my videos in to your people, let them see it, and let them tell you what they think. And many of them can come on mine and tell me I'm a load of crap and I'm wrong. And I thought, I bet he doesn't do it. Because I thought it was very even-handed and it was very fair. I think this is very even-handed and very fair. I'm not doing anything to upset anybody, whatever. There'll only be the odd minority say, I'm doing this to upset people. There'll be a small minority as well saying, I'm doing this to get subscribers. I'm doing neither, but I'll happily take subscribers. Don't worry about that. But no, the person didn't share it, the videos I'd done, and he didn't message back to say yes he would or no he wouldn't. I didn't expect him to. Nothing against him, but didn't expect him to. I could tell you why, but I won't. Right, then we had another person who wasn't part of the first ones I mentioned. We'll call him vlogger number 6. Vlogger number 6 does an independent video saying you should not be knocking restaurants and what have you with negative comments. You shouldn't be doing things for clickbait. People are doing things for clickbait on this their YouTube and it's wrong. Anyway, I actually replied to that, to his site, and this person realised that I'd done a video about his site. It wasn't as complimentary as some videos I'd done on other people's sites, and he got hold of me and said he was disappointed. Well, he actually did a video. But I wanted to get hold of him. I really wanted to get hold of him and couldn't. I kept on trying to send him emails. They weren't going through. In the end, I got hold of him. I think I did a video about him to say, look, I've got nothing against you. I like you. I don't dislike you. All I was saying was I watch less of your videos than anybody else's. But one of the reasons is you don't have as much content. And I think you're struggling a little bit for content. Where's that going to go? And he mentioned to me that he's had a bereavement in his family and things were slow and whatever, which I fully appreciated. And, I appreciated, and I wish him nothing but good. And I said, look, I've got nothing against you, nothing at all. I hope if ever I meet you over there to say hello to you and I'll buy you a beer. Anyway, he's messaged me back and he's took me up on that and I said, well, I won't buy you a beer, I'll buy you 2 beers. And your partner, if you're over there, gladly, And I've watched some videos he's done since. I still have loads of content out, but he's got a lot on his plate and whatever else. He's recently moved home. He's had issues, as I say, with bereavement and stuff, and no doubt he'll do more as he but nothing against the fellow at all, but we put that to bed, or hopefully we did, and he was nice with me, I was nice with him, and I'm not after upsetting anybody or anything, but that said, I'm not going to do a nice review just to keep on the side of somebody. I'm not going to be somebody that if I'm in this place and I'm having a beer and I see them in there, then I'm going to shy away from them because I've done a review or said something they might not like, because they're quite welcome to come on and say anything about me. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about opinion, isn't it? It's opinion. Right, so we're doing that. Where do we go to from there? Right, another vlogger. I'm near at the end, by the way, now. Vlogger number 7. We're not at him yet. Vlogger number 7! 7! Vlogger number 7. Who I've spoken to on a couple of occasions, who will get on with well. Somebody else that I did a review on. Vlogger number 7 has said to me, it's just a shame, Dave. He didn't call me Britain's grumpy still git. For all I'm grumpy, I'll tell you now. He said, it's just a shame. He said, I like all of the people within the offending video and the person that's done the video about the offending video. I like all the people. I like the person who's done the video that's offended some, and I like the people within the video that's offended this person who's done the video. I like all of them. He said, and my concern is, he said, I'm going over there for a holiday in a week or two's time. Well, it was a few weeks, so I've got to mention this. I know he's going in a week or two's time. And he said, normally I'd get together with them all. He said, and I'll still see them all and have a beer with them all, but it'd be separately. And I'd like it to be all together. And it's a shame. He said, it's a real shame that we can't be together because this one video about this one meal has divided people. And I agree with him. I think he's spot on. I hope for him and for themselves, they all get together and break bread, because at the end of the day, they've all got their own daytime jobs. They've all got their own jobs to do. This video larking is like myself. It's a secondary job and it's a passion that they have, something that they like, and to differing degrees, something that they love. And I don't think they should let one thing get in the way of things. So I think it'd be great if they all got together and had a pint and tried to put it to bed. It might take a few pints and a few meetings, but in the end it probably can be done. I hope it can be. But out of the whole thing, you've got one person that's talking I'm never going there again, and he's doubled down on that since. And you've got people who may not end up talking, which is a shame. Right, so then, still more, but I'm nearly finished now. I've done all the video numbers, Vlogger 1, Vlogger 2, Vlogger 3, I've done all that. Right, so I've got people today saying things to me like, don't comment as you know nothing. I've got people saying, don't even comment on the people because you don't know them. I've got people saying you don't know what restaurant it was in question. Well, I do in the end, but I didn't do for about 2.5 weeks. I've got somebody saying, cover yourself. It's your channel, talk about you rather than talk about other things. Well, that'd be boring. I won't have much to talk about. I could talk about myself for a day and then that'd be it. The channel would close. I don't know what else I'm going to talk about. I could talk about what I've done, who I spoke to that day, and what time I got up, what time I went to bed, what I had for my meals. Could talk about what the wife said. Could talk about what I watched last night on the telly. Could talk about what I might see tonight or who I might go and watch. But I don't think that I'd get any interest. I'd be bored to death. I know about myself and I know whether I'm interested in it or whatever else, but I won't even watch myself. No, I won't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But as I say, the point is, this is my channel. I can do what I want and I'm doing it. If you like it, great. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that. But look, these are some of the comments I've had. These are some about these people. I mean, this is how, as I say, tribal people are and how weird it gets on with this YouTube lark, and how people, they pin the colours to a mast and that's it, and they can't see, as I say, the wood from the trees. This is what about one of the guys. He is boring. His channel is boring. It's all about him. He can't take criticism. He's jealous of others. That's about one person. These are what people are saying to me about certain people within there. Another one saying about another person, he's boring. His reviews are boring. His delivery is poor. He can't cook himself. To save his life, he can't cook himself to save his life, and he's talking about food. He's too thin-skinned. He's too thin-skinned. That's another fella. This is about another one now. He cares about nobody. He uses people. He dumps people. He won't eat in that restaurant unless he gets discounts up front. If he doesn't do a discount, he doesn't do a review. He only cares about his numbers, and he cares about nothing else. And you are up his ass. That's me. I'm up his ass. I'm not, but that's people's opinion. About another fella. He's a baby. He's a child. It's all done on somebody else's money. He can't take criticism at all. If he's unhappy, he gets people removed or channels removed from YouTube. Gets things closed down. He's always complaining to YouTube. Is that it? I think it is. Oh no, there's a bit more. It's nearly finished now, folks. No, it really is nearly finished. It really is nearly finished. Then there's another guy. That's one of the 7. I've got nothing to report. Because no one said anything about him, and he said nothing. Just a nice, decent, genuine fellow from what I've seen. Another guy there is just trying to build a channel. Probably struggling for content at the moment. So nobody's mentioned himself. And then I've got another person who I've mentioned who's just disappointed and sad. Well, I've told you that story, so you know who that is. Well, you don't know who it is, but he's going on there for a holiday, and it's sad that he's not going to get together with all his mates, or at least not at the same time. And have I gained any new subscribers from it all? Probably a few, but not loads. One of the people within there, well, it was vlogger number 2. One of his followers has said, this guy's done a review about your channel. And I think he'd seen that rather than all the other bits and pieces I've done about the incident. And he's liked the review, but I've not done it because to garner anything from him. And he's posted something on his, is it the description page, comments page? No, it's a page that you haven't either. I can't think what it's called even. I told you I know nothing about YouTube, but I'm on there. And he said, I've watched a video that this chap's done about me, and I liked it. I thought it was alright. And I would recommend if you're going to have a look at it, see what you think about him. If you like it, subscribe to him. I've seen him doing this all the time to lots of people. People say he's all about himself and doesn't care about people, but I've not seen that side of him. But maybe they're right, I don't know. I just know there's somebody else that does YouTube that he follows, and he's forever pushing him. And I mean forever. And he's no reason to do it, because this person has got a good few subscribers, but nowhere near as much as vlogger number 2. But he's always pushing him. But vlogger number 1 says that's not the kind of person he is, and it's all about his numbers and himself. And many other people are telling me that, but I've not seen it. He's the only person that I know of that's, tell a lie, vlogger number 1 and vlogger number 7. Vlogger number 7's said to some of his people, watch this, I think the guy's pretty funny, blah, 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 blah. I think I've got bits from his people, but only a few, but he's a smaller channel, which his family didn't need to do that. And as I say, vlogger number 2 has done it as well, and I think I've got about 20 or 30 subscribers, and I'm grateful for it. It's not hundreds, it's not thousands. I thought when he did that, it might end up being hundreds and thousands, because he has a massive, massive base. Didn't work that way, but it's life. But I didn't do a review on him to get subscribers. I don't work that way. And if people watched me review on him, I think it's pretty good in the main. But I think there was a couple of points that I think he does that I'm not as keen on, and I mentioned them. I just tell the truth. If people don't like it, they don't like it. But all these people having a pop, kind of having a pop, it won't affect me. But have a pop and back it up with something. You know, don't tell me I can't talk about them because I don't know everything. If you don't know everything about it yourself, don't call me for it. If I don't know everything but you do, well, let us know what you know. And then maybe I can say, yeah, you're correct. Also, if you think I'm having a pop at him or her that you love, I might not be. Go and have a look at the video I've done about him or her, and then tell me I don't like them or I'm awful to them. If you've got an opinion, have any opinion, put it down. It'll be welcomed. It'll never be gotten rid of. But back it up with something. Or form an opinion first when you've seen everything. You're saying I can't have this opinion because I don't know it all. I'm saying to you people, you can't have an opinion about me because you don't know it all. Because I'll have done a review on that channel, that person that you really like. Go and see what review I've done about that person. You might find I love that person. You might find that his or her channel is the one I watch more than anything else. That might surprise you. Go and have a look. Have a look. YouTube and me. That's the playlist. Anyway, with that, I'll leave it. And I've done it without mentioning any names. Vlogger number 1, vlogger number 2, vlogger number 7. I wish people had mentioned names. I have on a couple of my past videos, but at the start of all this, people should have mentioned names and places. You know, the old pack drill and don't tell them pike. I don't think that's the way to do it. I will do something again with all of this because it's a community I'm interested in. People I'm interested in. People I like them all. I'll mention names next time. There's something I want to do now especially about one of them, but I don't want to because it will be offensive, but I won't be doing it to offend. I'll be doing it because I see it, but as in constructive criticism. And I think if I was a friend of this person's or he knew me and liked me, he'd take it, the constructive criticism, and take it well, and it'd help him. And this person's got more subscribers than me, been doing it longer than me, and does a lot of things better than me, a lot of things. But there's some things that he doesn't do better, and he's miles away from, and he needs to get them right, and I'd love to help him, but I don't really want to because I don't want to be seen to be having a knock. Anyway, that's it. This one's ended.